What's good, everyone, and welcome back to another video. As you can see, it is another rewards video. I am very happy with the rate in which I am winning rewards from the size of my gallery I actually have, and it seems to be weekly at this current point in time, which is amazing. Now, as you can see, 3 rewards to claim. Obviously, some are soul coins, one is a card, one is a box, where hopefully this week we get something that isn't a level up. So we'll dive into the lineups and then we'll get straight into the rewards opening. As always, if you are new around here, then please drop a like on the video and subscribe, as it would be greatly appreciated. Now, before we actually go into my lineups, as you would know, I obviously won Cameron Archer last week. I earned 1 card in my reward, and he's back. Came off the bench in 3 minutes, got an assist. Now, yes, he's playing for Sheffield United, but Sheffield have a few games coming up: Brentford, Burnley, Newcastle, Forest and Everton. Mainly Everton, Forest and Burnley being 3 favourable fixtures with the form they're in at the moment. So I will probably utilise him in future lineups, and I'm glad that he's back and no longer injured. As you can see, had a good month and a half off, but he's back. Hopefully he gets back to the form he was in at the back end of the year, at this point here. And yeah, very, very excited. So I'm very happy with that, and he's probably no longer a tier 5 limited that I want him at. Now if he starts playing, he's probably works his way up in the ranks. So going through my lineups, obviously running through a few of them, a few quote-unquote throwaway / XP grinding lineups. For example, this one here opted for the lowest threshold, being 270 points. To us, only 80 points off the 270 point threshold with 2 DMPs, which would have been hit. Obviously, I knew the keeper wasn't playing. Just threw these players in. Jesus, 4-2 win, couldn't do anything. Eric Martel shot what he normally does, 50 points. Alzante didn't actually play the game, which was rumoured that he may or may not start. And Apoku actually was one of my best scorers of the week, shooting an 81.7, getting an assist in the game. And it's a shame that I used him in this lineup because, as you see as we go on further forwards, most of my lineups, my midfielders and forwards, were awful. But defensively was a great week. Then into Challenger Classic season, I had some hope for this team. Couldn't hold on to the clean sheet. They were 1-0 up in the game. Sorensen hasn't really done anything for the past few games. Started off so strong, had a stupid SO5 score. When you look at these games here, coming back from having that game off, he was playing off of the right mids and off that right centre mid role. They have put him into more of a more central mid role, and he's just getting nowhere near as many decisives. So I'm hoping they change the formation back. Emratby in another game where there was 2 decisive actions, could not do anything. He did also move off the right wing into more of a attacking midfielder role, which is a shame. Classic season contender limited, only 10 points off getting a box actually. Jock Deng 47, Akuno shot a 70 pointer, which he hasn't shot in ages, 35A, very, very happy about that. Niehaus 60 and 25 for Hamsik, another throwaway team. Contender classic season. Now, as you can see, I did go out and purchase Robin Himmelman to complete the FC Cards Assassin stack. Obviously, I do have Julian Krau. However, I thought Krau just had a slight injury, but then when doing a bit more research, it turns out he's broken his wrist, so he may be out for the rest of the season, in which case there's no point in me not utilising the stack that I have when I'm always going to have a DMP keeper in there. So I went out, bought Robin Himmelman. Team didn't do very well. Ragnar Aki back from injury and a goal on the score sheet straight away, but the rest of the team couldn't do anything. Marlon Ritter came off the bench, which was rumoured to not occur. Then into Challenger Classic season again. I was really hopeful for this lineup. First games to play was the Red Bull game. Didn't go to plan. Dante did what he needed to do. Very, very happy. Lewis Morgan as captain. Penalty kick missed. Big chance missed. Watching it, it was just a poor penalty. It was a very average penalty. I don't know why he was on the penalty instead of Dante. I would have opted to put Dante on the penalty, but very poor. Was a shame. That kind of started the week ruining the lineup, and then I actually watched the Portland game and I turned it off at half time. 3-0 down. Portland Timbers, I'll be honest, probably the worst team I've ever watched play football. Like, awful. That first half, watching them play, I'd rather watch Sunday League. That's how bad they were. And I know why people take the piss out of the MLS now, because normally the MLS games are on at like 3 a.m, so I never watch them. But watching that, I was like, what is going on? I was like, this team is awful. It's like, these players are awful. Second half, though, complete turnaround. And if they can play how they played in the second half, as you can see, they went from being 3-0 down to then getting a penalty, and then in the space of literally 15 minutes, turn the game around, and they had 10 shots in total, 2 big chances, 8 shots on target, dominating possession. Like, it was a crazy, crazy game, crazy second half, but not what we need when we obviously need to score that higher point threshold. Premier League was always going to be tough against Arsenal. Held on. Pascal Gross and Adingra shot a decent AA score. The rest couldn't do very well. To be honest, Bart shot a good AA as well, 20 AA. Obviously getting that negative decisive action in the game. Then moving up, Cap 270 surprisingly did very, very well, which I was not expecting. This was just like a throwaway lineup with Tom van den Berg in the team, but he was not meant to be starting. Eric Miller obviously got a goal, had him as captain, 93 points. Sorare in a 0-0 shot 86. All the Watford defenders did really, really well. Tobias Rascal didn't do very well in midfield. Felipe Mora came off the bench, got a goal and an assist. Now, only 50 points off a Tier 5 limited. Obviously, if we had a playing keeper who shot an average of 35 points, we would have only been 15 points off, which is very surprising considering the lineup was just a throwaway lineup. But Felipe Mora should definitely be starting for Portland, in my opinion, with how he played. Then we have got the reward where we won our box. Only 50 points off of a Tier 5. No decisive action in this team other than Bodart keeping a clean sheet. And Bodart kept a clean sheet. Lafise as captain, clean sheet, great AA score, 36 AA. Very happy with that. Hawebe, 50 in midfield, can't complain. And then the 2 attackers couldn't do what was needed of them at all. No big chances missed. 3 shots on target for Kanga. Just couldn't score in that game, which was such a shame because they obviously kept the clean sheet. They did pretty well. Like, if it loads, 6 shots on target, 13 shots total, 62% possession. They did very, very well. Like, you look at the team, I had players in the team, pretty much the best players I could have in the team unless I swapped one of the strikers for the defender. But it just wasn't to be in that game. Tobias Lyson in goal for OHL, saving pretty much everything. But still got a box at the end of the day. And then going into our reward for this week. So we have got a Tier 4 reward, which I'm very, very happy about. Why am I happy about getting a Tier 4? Getting a reward is great. All-Star Limited went with the Watford stack and Paulo Diaz. Paulo Diaz shot an 83.6, which I was very, very happy about. Danny Backman kept a clean sheet, which meant Wesley's Hoyt score went up as well. Ended up shooting a 90. And Watford are playing tonight against Ipswich. I'm hoping they can do well. But by the looks of things, he's back to where he needs to be. Like, he is rated 199th best defender in the game. But, like, his L40 is 60. You look at his all-time scores. When you take away the games where he hasn't played, like he's not been injured or come off the bench, he just scores very, very well. Like 20 average AA is ridiculous. His home record versus his away record, like, it is just crazy. It's crazy how good he is for the price he is. This card back in the day would have been worth like £100. Now, Kayembe couldn't do anything. He did get subbed off after 60 minutes. And Emmanuel Dennis couldn't do anything either, just one attempted assist. It was a very, very dull game, to be honest. Sadly, 10 duels lost, so lost a massive amount of AA there. Yes, I am only 1.3 points off of a Tier 3, but that's part of the game. Like, if I'd had captain Hoyt, cool. If he hadn't lost one of the duels, cool. Would have got a Tier 3. So what? Tier 3, Tier 4. Same thing, to be honest. It doesn't really make a difference until you get to the higher echelons of tiers. And I'm very happy because, like I said, only one decisive action and I'm winning a reward. Now, you think if Kayembe, pretty much if anyone got a goal and shot 25 extra points, I'm getting a Tier 2. Like, 2 decisive, I'm getting Tier 1. That's how close we are to being where we need to be, which is very, very exciting. So we're going to go and get into it. Firstly, this is what we didn't get to see last week. So, claim your glory. Obviously, we're looking at promotion and relegation now. So we only had one team get promoted, which was the Challenger going into Div 2. And it's very interesting to see the prize pools. And obviously, demoted Champion Classic going into Div 4, which I'm very interested about, and Contender going into Div 5, which is one of them. Now, when we look at lineups, and I will be bringing out a lineup video for tomorrow. What's going on here? Why is the game glitched? Let's reload. Sorry. Apologies, guys. Hopefully it hasn't just glitched out my rewards. Right, I already know what's going on there. Perfect. So, like I was saying, we'll be bringing up a lineup video for tomorrow, and I will be discussing the divisions because there's been quite a lot of things released about what's actually the best division, what's the most lucrative division, so on and so forth. So we've got obviously some coins, we've got our limited standard box, which we'll open in a minute, and we have our tier 4 limited. Now, who do I want? To be honest, a starting keeper would be great, but I would be very, very surprised if a tier 4 limited game is starting keeper. To be honest, I'd be happy getting a player that plays, that I can utilise in my lineups over the summer. So MLS, K-League, Argentinian League, Libertadores, that type of like Brazil League, Mexican League, J-League would be pretty good, or just a nice usable player to sell on. So let's open this reward. We are going to get Japanese midfield, okay, from Yokohama, Kota Watenbe. Check your card. Let's have a look at him. So 49 is good. Okay, so he's DMP'd the last couple of games. Let's see what's going on with this guy. Kota. So he does play for Yokohama, who are not the best team in Japan. His price in season, £2. £2. Can't complain. And his scores are very, very average. Now, it looks like he's injured by the looks of things, because obviously DMP, only played 57 minutes and then 2 DMPs. Just a very, very average player. Has he got any previous history of doing well? No. It looks like he's just a very average player. Scores around that 50 mark. Look at that. Look how many scores. 30 to 60. Just very, very average. And then if he does get a decisive action, he scores well. But I'm not complaining. It's a tier 4. You get what you get, and you don't get upset at the end of the day. So he will go into the gallery. And then to finish off for today, we are going to be opening our box. Pray. Let's pray. I've seen so many people get so many good things from boxes. Obviously, I'd love to have like 10 boxes to open. You've got a 5% chance of a card. Level up. As expected, level up. One day I will win a card, but it's just a level up. So, that is that for today, guys. Thank you once again for watching. If you are new around here, drop a like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys got in your rewards as well. Comment down below. And if you are new to Sorare, sign up utilising the link in my description. And when signing up and purchasing 5 cards off of the auction house, you will get some benefits and I will get some benefits. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.